This illustration deals with ground fault protection of equipment and GFCI protection for personnel. In accordance with NEC 555.35 A as in Apple 1 through A as in Apple 3. The purpose of the change was to accept a new section, and this new section has been added to address ground fault protection of equipment, abbreviated GFPE, and ground fault circuit interrupter protection for personnel, which would be identified with the abbreviation GFCI type protection. And this deals with docking facilities. Now, let's just kind of review first the call-out information in this illustration. And first, let's just look at the call-out for bonding of metal, non-current carrying metal parts. We'd want to comply with 555.13. But now, ground fault protection of equipment shall be provided for docking facilities as outlined in section 555.35 A1 through A3. Now, ground fault protection of equipment can be purchased today in 30 milliamp or 50 milliamp type devices. So keep that in mind. Feeder and branch circuit conductors shall be provided with ground fault protection for equipment for 555.35 A3. Now, let's just now review with me, if you will, please, the ground fault protection rules in Note 1. At the very left-hand side, top of the illustration. GFCI protection other than shore power shall be provided in accordance with 555.35 A2. Now, that's dealing with GFCI protection, which can trip on 6 cycles, +1 or -1. Now, Note 2, receptacles for shore power. This is ground fault protection of equipment, shall be provided with ground fault protection of equipment as outlined in 555.35 A1. So we'd want to make sure that we provide this ground fault protection on this type of circuitry. Now, as kind of a Note 3 reminder, we'd want to remember to review these sections to be sure you're up and running with these new requirements. And notice 555.35 A1 through A3 should be reviewed very carefully. And 555.19B as in boy 1, 555.35B1 as in boy, and 535.B2 as in boy. These sections should be reviewed very carefully, in my opinion, for you to really get a handle on what this new section is really all about. And as a reminder now, these devices, ground fault protection for equipment and GFCI protection for personnel, these definitions, and there's about 14 new definitions really, and you need to look at those in 555.2.